This wouldn't be something that you would just run in swinging in self-defense, because that's not necessarily self-defense. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. In this series, we're working on punches in self-defense, the correct way to throw them, and the pros and cons of each individual strike. And in this one, we are working on the overhand. So the overhand, I would always say using the back rear hip again is the best way to do this. It's going to give you the most amount of power. Overhands off the front hand don't quite feel as good. And the big shot swinging in from the back hand connects nicely and delivers a paramount amount of force. This wouldn't be something that you would just run in swinging in self-defense, because that's not necessarily self-defense. Throwing my overhand would most likely be in a fight situation already. Someone's hit me, I'm having to defend, and I throw my big shot trying to get that big knockout blow. If I've got my hands up in a self-defense situation and I've had to hit by using my jab or something first, I would then follow up with an overhand afterwards. The second shot after a jab is probably going to be the one that does all the work. There are cases where you might hit a jab and stop someone, but it's the big power hand that's going to cause the most amount of damage. There's two ways that you can throw this punch with good effect. One of them is to throw it nice and long so that your hand comes out quite at a distance, and your hand will be throwing that way up with a thumb down, and your punch will be coming downwards with the top two knuckles. Or the other way would be to throw it shorter range, so it's like this and it's coming down like a hook, but also remembering to hit with the top two knuckles. You don't want to catch this part when you punch here, that's going to hurt your hand. And because this punch is coming over the top, there is a massive risk that you might hit someone in the top of the skull and smash your hand up, so you've got to be really careful with this. Best to utilise would be to the jaw, nose, mouth area, and also if you crack them in the temple, you can cause a lot of problems. But again, because it's high up on the head, you might hit the skull, so be really cautious about doing something like this. Always try and use your voice first. It's not worth getting into a fight. The best fight is no fight. If you can talk someone down, that's your first point of call. But if you have to defend yourself, then we know what punches we can use correctly. Pros of the overhand are that it's very powerful and unpredictable, and you can use it up close or a little bit further away from the attacker. Cons of the overhand are it leaves you really wide open when you're throwing the punch because of the angle of it, and if you miss, it can leave you quite vulnerable to being countered. As always, guys, remember to like, follow and subscribe, and leave me a comment in the comment section of any other videos that you guys would like to see.